Welcome back to another episode of Light Beer Dark Money. I'm Sean Noble.
I'm Chris Clements.
We are back in the Bat Cave.
The LBDM cave.
I don't know.
What should we call this?
I
It
don't
needs
know.
to be a name.
Yeah.
You know?
We'll
You know,
take
because
viewer
it's not
input.
our normal studio, as most people who are watching can see. It's with our exclusive producer, Alex, who's been with us since the beginning. Since we were humble little pups over at Grand Canyon University.
That's right.
And now we have this. This is, an undisclosed location deep in the heart of Phoenix, Arizona.
Yes.
Where we come in and pontificate about all things that need to be pontificated about.
This is
and there's
true.
plenty.
Yes, and there's a lot going on. The big news of the last couple of days is that Trump has federalized the police force in D.C. Which he can do because D.C. is controlled by the federal government. There was a law passed, right? Let's see. I guess it was during the Nixon administration.
Yes, the Home Rule Act.
Home Rule Act that allows the president to completely take over everything if he sees fit.
Yeah. Well, we have a hot take on that.
All right. Let's take a look.
I'm announcing a historic action to rescue our nation's capital from crime, bloodshed, bedlam, and squalor, and worse. Under the authorities vested in me as the President of the United States, I'm officially invoking Section 740 of the District of Columbia Home Rule Act. You know what that is? And placing the D.C. Metropolitan Police Department under direct federal control. In addition, I'm deploying the National Guard to help reestablish law, order, and public safety in Washington, D.C., and they're going to be allowed to do their job properly. Our capital city has been overtaken by violent gangs and bloodthirsty criminals, roving mobs of wild youth, drugged-out maniacs, and homeless people, and we're not going to let it happen anymore. We're not going to take it.
What we just heard from the president was not based in reality. He described a crisis that doesn't exist. As we've been saying all morning, violent crime, well, it did go up after the pandemic in D.C. and a lot of other cities, has plummeted over the last couple of years and is at historic lows. That doesn't mean there aren't too many murders in D.C. There's already been 99 this year.
Let's stop right there. So, two things. One, let's just go right to what the MSNBC commentator was saying about how crime is way down. This is outrageous. Why do we need to do this? Well, as it turns out, two things. One, Dana Bash said the most violent thing that's happened in Washington, D.C. was January 6th. And somebody retweeted that and quote tweeted saying, well, tell that to the hundreds of people who've been murdered since then. In fact, since January 6th, 2021, to about a month ago, there have been 2,800 murders in the District of Columbia. 2,800.
That's unbelievable.
Now, when it comes to the statistics they're talking about on violent crime, the NBC affiliate in Washington, D.C. had a report yesterday that a police commander has been put on administrative leave for fudging the numbers.
For cooking the books.
And,
imagine that.
And the police union is whistleblowing, saying the commanders are taking felony assault. So assault with a deadly weapon, a baseball bat, a gun, a knife, a club, are being reconstituted as felony assault. And what that does is it takes that out of the FBI reporting requirement.
You mean a non-felony assault?
No, they call it a felony assault,
Okay.
but because it's not with a deadly weapon.
Okay.
It's downgraded in the way that they do the reporting. Specifically, the crime statistics. Yeah, the crime statistics, the daily crime statistics that the FBI compiles from big cities, it doesn't show up.
Yeah.
And there are hundreds of these assault with deadly weapon incidents that have been downgraded to felony assault. So the crime statistics are bullshit.
Yeah.
And all you have to do is go to DC, walk around a little bit, determine whether you feel safe, because you can be in pretty decent parts of DC and be like, oh, I'm not feeling so safe right now.
Yeah, I mean, when we were growing up, there were parts of DC that were just no-goes, right?
Absolutely.
Northeast, southeast. You didn't really venture past like the Hawk and Dove on Pennsylvania. Like you didn't go past that.
Right.
Because you knew that the police protection, the Capitol Police protection didn't extend much beyond that.
Right.
And much beyond certain parts of East Capitol. So you stayed kind of northwest. And even then, some areas were a little bit dicey.
Mm-hmm.
And so you had your head on a swivel all the time anyway. And it got better. There, parts of DC have been regentrified, refurbished. Certainly that's happened. Give credit where credit is due. President Obama refurbished a ton of federal buildings.
Yeah.
The old executive office building, the interior used to be this drab, gray, dreary piece of you just didn't want to work there. He got the whole thing repainted, the gold foil, everything. DC was in a new renaissance at that point. Joe Biden blew it all up.
Yeah.
Joe Biden and Nancy Pelosi. You want to talk about January 6th? Everything after that, in terms of police protection in D.C., went in the toilet. And then D.C. started looking like 1970s D.C. again.
Yeah.
During the Marion Barry years of the 70s and 80s and partial of the 90s. Home rule needs to be repealed. D.C. is not a state. It's not even much of a functioning city beyond, the borders of the Federal Triangle. If people are concerned about representation, then repatriate parts of the city into Virginia or Maryland.
Yeah. Yeah.
And that's exactly what should be done. I mean, when you and I were living there, we're like, home rule? What is home? The DC council and the police. How is it that we have, to the president's credit, homeless encampments, all these murders, rapes, robberies, the police fudging the books in a federal district that houses the FBI, the DEA, the Homeland Security Department,
right,
and Health and Human Services, that has programs to help people who are in distress.
Yeah, it's the city has become a shithole, and the president's saying we're not going to do that anymore. And because the homeless encampments are just out of control.
It's bizarre,
nuts.
And it's on federal land.
Yeah,
it's any one of those homeless encampments that are in those parks. He has every right to direct the Department of Interior, which controls those areas. Get them out.
Yeah.
Get them out. And good for him. I applaud this. This is long overdue.
Well, and
by the way, ladies and gentlemen, every president had the authority to do this.
Yeah,
every single one.
And there's a recent Washington Post poll of DC residents. More than half viewed crime in DC as extremely serious or very serious.
Oh yeah.
So it's not like he's just doing this because he thinks he can get away with it. He's doing it because it needs to be done. The people are clamoring for it. Even Mayor Muriel Bowser, while being a little bit critical, has been pretty muted.
Oh no,
because she understands.
Her statement to NBC yesterday was, well, while we don't necessarily agree with the rationale, we will work with the administration,
and additional law enforcement personnel is probably a good thing.
Well, it makes her, it can make her look good, and if it helps her with the police unions, then all the better.
Yeah, but
the town needs to be cleaned up, and listen, it was making progress. You could see it on the streets, you could see it. You could see it in the federal buildings, certainly during the Obama years and the latter part of the Trump years. January 6th, George Floyd, everything blew up at that point. It just did.
Yeah.
And
it started during COVID because,
lawlessness was everywhere during COVID.
Yeah. So we'll see how this plays out. My guess is that it's going to be a huge success. Crime's going to go way down.
I saw some video last night, I think, on Instagram, like feds moving into some of these drug-infested areas and start rounding people up. And these guys are like, they're getting out of the vans. They're getting out of the vans. They're doing it. Hooray.
I mean, yeah. it's what
do you think about? I mean, there was a commentator on MSNBC that tried to get Mayor Bowser to pull the race card on why this is happening. Like, don't you think it's odd that the president is, keeps blasting cities that are, majority populations, and she didn't bite on it.
No,
thankfully.
Yeah. I mean, this has nothing to do with race. It has to do with crime.
Yeah.
Get a grip. Oh my goodness.
What else do we have here in the stack?
Well, the stack of stuff, as
the giant stack of stuff.
Giant stack of stuff, as Rush Limbaugh would have said. God rest his soul. So, Alex, you've got something on here about CNN aerial footage of Gaza.
Yeah.
Let's take a look.
Well, I can tell you, I've spent most of this flight looking out of the window at the Gaza Strip below to get a stunning view of the complete level of destruction that's been wrought in the territory over the past couple of years. I mean, we've been flying over neighbourhoods where I've visited many times, reporting from Gaza over many years, and in the past these were bustling areas, teeming with people, teeming with traffic, and busy street markets and things like that. And now you look at them from the air and it just looks like a pile of rubble. Utter devastation on a massive scale.
Okay.
Yeah. Well,
War
it is
hell.
a pile of rubble because Hamas has destroyed Gaza.
Yeah.
And when I say Hamas, it's because they attacked Israel and then used the citizens of Gaza as human shields and created a situation in which the only way to get to Hamas was to go through all of Gaza.
Yeah.
And
this war will end if Hamas lays down their arms.
I mean, that's the thing.
It would end tomorrow.
So I have a friend of mine.
To leave them in power, to leave them in operation is not tenable.
Yeah. So I have a friend of mine, Michael Rubenstein, who is Jewish, obviously. And his wife is Israeli, Nurit. And he wrote a piece on his blog about, and this was an idea. I can't remember who raised it, but he was saying this might be the way to do it. Obviously the only way the war ends, as you point out, is if Hamas stops, and they're not going to.
Nope.
And so, Egypt's not going to take Palestinians.
Nope.
And so the suggestion, which I found fascinating, was, okay, well, Israel just needs to create refugee camps in Israel, bring the Palestinians into the refugee camps, protect them, and then destroy Hamas. Take the people away from Hamas so they can't use them as human shields, and then wipe Hamas off the face of the earth.
Is that even doable?
I don't know if it's doable. I mean, I think it's...
a lot of those folks have been radicalized.
Well, that's the question. Is it would they go?
Would they go?
I mean, can't force them, but you can offer it. And I suppose if you offer it and they don't, that probably tells you where their loyalties are.
Yeah. Well,
so I don't know.
It's a horrible situation, but it's a situation completely controlled and facilitated and exacerbated by Hamas.
100%. This is not an Israeli problem. This is a Hamas problem.
What do you think of the overture that Benjamin Netanyahu made this last week, is saying we are going to take possession of Gaza and we will rebuild it.
I mean,
everyone's saying, "Oh, it's so controversial." It's like, that's the only choice at this point.
Yeah, somebody's going to have to do it.
Yeah,
and Hamas isn't
going
to do it.
It's not going to be Egypt.
And it's not going to be Egypt. Yeah, that's right.
It's not going to be Jordan. It's not going to be Saudi Arabia.
It's a mess.
And that's what people don't understand about the Palestinians. Who are the Palestinians? Well, there's no such thing as Palestinians. They're Jordanians. They're Egyptians. They're Syrians. They're people who have settled within that area, but ethnically they're a hodgepodge of different people.
Yeah.
And because of that, nobody wants them.
It is interesting how
it's actually a very sad thing that nobody wants to talk about.
Well, and I think it's because they understand that. I mean, if you have any question about whether the people in Gaza have been a good number of them have been radicalized, is the fact that places like Jordan and Egypt say we don't want them here.
No,
because they don't want to deal with that.
Well, and then you have these so-called leaders in Great Britain and France and Canada saying, well, if you lay down your arms, we'll support a Palestinian state. There's never going to be a Palestinian state.
Yeah,
ever.
I tend to think that the two-state solution is now a figment of everyone's.
If you want a Palestinian state, then carve out part of Jordan. How about that?
Or Egypt.
Or Syria.
Yeah. Lebanon.
That's where all the Palestinians are, quote unquote.
I don't know. Okay, well,
I mean,
yeah.
There's plenty of people who are of Arab descent who are serving in the IDF, living peacefully in Israel. They don't want this.
Yeah.
And these people have been so radicalized, there's nowhere for them to go.
Yeah,
that's the sad thing. There's nowhere for them to go.
It is one of the more interesting things when you really think about it. You think about how many Arabs live in Israel.
In Tel Aviv, in Jerusalem.
And then how many Jews live in Gaza?
0.
Or Lebanon?
0.
Or Egypt?
0.
I mean, it's like, where's the problem? It ain't Israel.
Listen, it's getting untenable for Jews to live in Canada.
Yeah.
Or parts of Europe. And we swore this would never happen again. And it's happening. It's happening on our college campuses. It's happening in different cities in this country.
Yeah.
And it's disgusting.
It is. Well, real quickly, one thing I saw a report that Arizona scores pretty high on defending against anti-Semitism.
We have a very robust and engaged Jewish population here.
Yeah. And a lot of
just drive down Glendale here in Phoenix, between 7th Street and the freeway.
Yeah.
On any Saturday, and you will see what the robust or Orthodox Jewish population we have here.
Exactly. Okay. Let's jump. This is a big jump to. Well, let's do Beto O'Rourke.
Yeah.
Let's do that first.
This was Robert Francis.
Opposition, meantime, to the redistricting plan is growing louder. In recent weeks, citizens have participated in a number of public comment hearings and protests across Texas. Former Democratic Congressman Beto O'Rourke hosted a rally today over in Fort Worth. O'Rourke and his political organization have now come under fire by the state AG's office. Fox 4's Amelia Jones attended that event, and she joins us live now to give us a debrief. Things wrapping up, Amelia?
They are, Casey. Beto O'Rourke stepped down from the stage about 30 minutes ago, and it was a packed house for this rally this afternoon in Fort Worth. The energized crowd showed up to support the Texas House Democrats and their fight against redistricting. The rally was hosted by Powered by the People, an organization founded by Beto O'Rourke, and recently the subject of a lawsuit filed by Attorney General Ken Paxton's office. The lawsuit claims that the organization is fundraising for the Texas House Democrats to help pay for the fees that representatives get for every day they break quorum. The Tarrant County District Court ruled in favor of Paxton and issued a temporary restraining order on the organization, which puts a pause on fundraising efforts. Paxton called this a win. O'Rourke responded by filing a lawsuit of his own against Paxton. This afternoon, O'Rourke was joined by other Democratic leaders from across the state, including Texas House Democrats who joined virtually.
I was sued by Ken Paxton not once but twice this week. But we didn't react, we didn't respond, we didn't defend. We took this fight right back to him and we sued him in court in El Paso, Texas. He tried to stop us from holding this rally here today in Fort Worth. He tried to stop us from raising money to support these Democrats in the fight. He lost.
Okay.
All right. So what he just proved there, and it's with what our friend, who we will be having here shortly, always likes to say, Mr. Congressman David Schweikert, it's all about the money.
Yeah.
And this has nothing to do with redistricting. Nothing. It's all about
not Beto.
Raising
Beto doesn't care about redistricting.
This is all about
this is
money.
A ploy to raise money. And, because ultimately
the
these lines
legislature is going to prevail.
Yeah, the lines are going to, those lines are going to pass. The Democrats are going to be
even more so now.
Yeah. And the more that people, and we've talked about this in the last episode, the more people look into the level of gerrymandering in places like New York, California, and Illinois, they realize that the Democrats have gamed the system way more than the Republicans over the course of the last few decades. And now
the governor of Illinois was on he was on Meet the Press over the weekend, and he could not answer the fact that his state, from just a population base, is gerrymandered to the hilt.
Yeah, I mean, just go look at the map. I just challenge our listeners, just Google Illinois congressional district map and look at the crazy lines that they have. There's
nonpartisan groups that call out Illinois for the lunacy of their map.
There are districts that are like 10 miles wide and 150 miles long.
Yeah.
It's insane.
No, it's
ridiculous.
It's absolute lunacy.
Yeah. So let's do one last one. You have it's an anniversary of sorts today.
It is a kind of a bittersweet anniversary, and it wasn't even on my radar this morning, and then it popped up on my phone. Let's just do Dave Sitton with the Dodgers song.
D-O-D-G. D-O-D-G-E-R-S, team, oh, I say O-M, O-M-A, O-M-A-L, O-M-A-L-L-E-Y, oh really? No, O'Malley, Sandy Koufax, oh my Drysdale, Maury, Wills, I love you so, and we despise the G-I, G-I-N, G-I-N-T, G-I-N-T-S, them Giants, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba, Orlando, Cepeda, is it bad with the bases jammed? Orlando Cepeda with a ram, bam! He hit a grand slam in the very first inning, but it's only the beginning. In the third, like a bird, we get 2-1 and then away, and fairly hits into a double play. Here comes Big Frank Howard, yes sirree! Boy, what a swing! Strike 3. Oh, them B. Oh, them B-U. B-U-M. B-U-M-S. Them bums. Dry bums. Oh, they may be bums, but they're my bums. Top of the fifth. Say, hey, Willie Mays knocks a 3-bagger down the right field line, but he's out trying to stretch it to a homer as Roseboro tags him on the bottom of the spine with a crack you can hear all the way back up to San Francisco. Open your hospital! Inning 6, Maury Wills draws a walk in the coach's box. Leo DeRocha starts to wiggle and to twitch. A signal, now an itch. Go, Maury, go, go. Well, Maury goes. The catcher throws right from the solar plexus. At the bag, he beats the tag that my little whip, and umpire Conlon cries, "You're out!" Out? Down in the dugout, Alston glowers. Up in the booth, Vin Scully frowns. Out in the stands, O'Malley grins. Attendance, 50,000. And what does O'Malley do? Charge! Bottom of the ninth, 4-0. Last chance. Push the button, Noah pleading, begging on our knees. Come on, you flat bush refugees! Maury Wills at bat. Hit it only once. Stu Miller throws. Maury bunts. Cepeda runs to field the ball, and Hiller covers first. Haller runs to back up Hiller. Hiller crashes into Miller. Miller falls, drops the ball. Conlon calls safe. Yay, Maury! Gilliam up. Miller grunts. Miller throws. Gilliam bunts. Cepeda runs to field the ball, and Hiller covers first. Haller runs to back up Hiller. Hiller crashes into Miller. Miller falls, drops the ball. Conlon calls safe. Yay, Collins! Willie Davis gets a hit, and Tommy does the same. Here comes Mr. Howard with a chance to win the game. Hitteth once. Big Frank bunts. Cepeda runs to field the ball, but so does Hiller. So does Miller. Miller hollers Hiller. Hiller hollers Miller. Howard hollers Hiller, points to Miller with his fist, and that's a Miller, Hiller, Howard, hallelujah twist. With Davis to score, it's 4-4, and Howard's still running the bases. From second to third, it's almost absurd amazement on everyone's faces. He's heading for home. He hasn't a chance. The pole man is going to be dead, but the ball hits him right on the seat of his pants, and he scores. That's using your head. So I say D. I say D-O, D-O-D-G-E-R-S, they're the team that's a heart and all thumbs. They're my Los Angeles, your Los Angeles, our Los Angeles Bombs! Ooh, them bombs! Yeah.
So that was Dave Sitton, former rugby coach, father, friend, mentor to many, who passed away 12 years away today, and he was awesome.
Yeah, he was an institution.
He did that. That's the Dodgers song made popular by Danny Kaye, and he would come and we would be sitting with a group of people, and I'd be like, "Just do it," and he would do it. and he had so many great talents. He was a great father to two beautiful girls. He was just an amazing MC extraordinaire. Beach Boy aficionado, and he died suddenly 12 years ago this morning.
Yeah.
And not a day goes by that I don't think about him.
That's true. Rest in peace.
Yeah.
All right, folks.
Thanks for listening.
God bless.
Take care.